Good day, everyone. We're assigned to solve for assigning oxidation numbers, and we are group 1. So, rules for assigning oxidation numbers. Pure elements have oxidation numbers of 0. Rule number 2. In an ion, the all oxidation numbers must add up to the charge on the ion. Rule number 3. In a neutral compound, all oxidation numbers must add up to 0. Rule number 4. Group 1 elements is equals to positive 1 and group 2 elements is always positive 2. And rule number 5, for hydrogen with nonmetals is equals to positive 1 and hydrogen with metals or boron is always negative 1. Fluorine is always negative 1 because fluorine is the most electronegativity amongst of all elements. So, which means negative 1 is always the oxidation number of fluorine. Oxygen is equals to negative 2 except in hydrogen peroxide or with chlorine. So, oxygen has oxidation number of negative 2. The only exception are peroxides where the oxidation number is always negative 1. And in the compound oxygen difluoride, it has always positive 2. Then in group 17 or 7A is equals to negative 1 oxidation number or pwede po natin siyang tawaging charge except sa Cl, BrNi when bonded to or sa fluorine po. So let's start for solving oxidation number. Participation number 1, assigning oxidation numbers. So sa letter A, we have here sulfur dioxide. Ang hanapin po natin na oxidation number is letter S. Then, S plus 2 atom of oxygen equals 0. Then, S plus 2 times negative 2 equals 0. Then, kaya po siya naging negative 2 kasi po ang oxygen number or charge po ng oxygen is always negative 2. Then, S plus, and then 2 times negative 2 is equals to negative 4. Then, transpose po natin, magiging positive 4. Upon checking po, ito pong positive 4, lagay po natin siya sa superscript or sa charge po ng sulfur. Then, positive 4, yung negative 2, input lang po natin siya sa charge po ng oxygen. Then, negative 2 times positive 2 is negative 4. Then, positive 4 times, then, positive 4 to negative 4, cancel out lang po natin siyang dalawa. Then, magiging neutral na po yung sulfur dioxide. Letter B, calcium chloride. So, we have here, find Ca. Ca plus 2F equals 0. Then, Ca plus 2. Then, ang F po natin ay fluorine. So, ang fluorine po natin sa general rule ay always negative 1. Then, equals 0. Then, 2 times negative 1 equals negative 2. Then, Ca plus negative 2 equals 0. Transpose lang po natin. Always, then magiging positive 2. Upon checking, ganun pa rin po. Lagay lang po natin yung oxidation number na nakuha po natin sa Ca. Then, positive 2. Then, negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Then, cancel out lang po natin parehas. Then, neutral na po ang ating calcium chloride. Letter C, phosphite ion. Then, we have here, find the letter P. Then, P plus 3 times oxygen equals negative 3. Then, P plus 3 times negative 2 equals negative 3, then magiging 3 times negative 2 equals negative 3, then transpose lang po natin yung polyatomic ion na negative 3, then negative 3 plus positive 6 equals positive 3. Then upon checking, ganun pa rin po. Lagay lang po natin yung charge ng P, positive 3, then negative 3 times. Then yun po. Makukuha na po natin, cancel out, then neutral na po ang ating compound. Ang ating polyatomic ion. Then hindi po, same lang po siya, then nagkaiba lang po siya sa atom ng oxygen. So magiging, kapag po natin sinabing phosphate, yung atom po ay nag-increase sa 4, kaya po magiging phosphate. Pero kapag po yung atom po ng oxygen natin is negative 3, ay magiging phosphate ion. Then P plus 4 times oxygen equals negative 3, P plus 4 times negative 2 equals negative 3, then 4 times negative 2 is equals to negative 8 equals negative 3 transpose, then negative 3 plus 8 is equals to 5, then check lang po natin, ang magiging sagot po ay magiging neutral na po ang ating polyatomic ion. Then we have here po hydrogen peroxide. As kanina po, sinabi po natin sa rule number 5 na oxygen has 3 possible oxidation numbers, either positive 2, negative 2, or negative 1. Then we have here hydrogen and oxygen. So magiging hydrogen peroxide po siya. Then upon sa rule, pag peroxide po is always negative 1. Then negative 1 na po yung oxidation number ng ating oxygen. So find the H. So 2H plus 2 times negative 1 equals 0. Then 2H plus negative 2 equals 0. Transpose po natin, magiging 2H over 2, 2 over 2, then cancel out lang po natin yung 2 and 2. So, magiging 2 over 2 is equals to positive 1. Then, ang nakuha po natin sa charge ng hydrogen is positive 1. Then, upon checking, positive 1, negative 1, pag times lang po natin yung dalawa, then cancel out po natin yung nakuha po nating sagot, then magiging neutral na po ang ating hydrogen peroxide. Thank you po.
Letter F, sodium silicate. So, Na is positive 1, then oxygen has oxidation number of negative 2, then has 4 elements of oxygen, that's why negative 8, 4 times negative 8, negative 8, then 1 plus 7, which is the Si plus negative 8 equals 0. So 8 plus negative 8 equals 0. Si is positive 7. So checking, itong N is positive 1, then Si is positive 7, so 8. Then itong oxygen is negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. So 8 cancel, magiging 0. Magiging yan. Potassium permanganate. So, Mn, ito yung hinahanapan ng oxidation number. So, ito ng kanina, 0 is negative 2 ang oxidation number niya. Tapos, meron siyang 4 elements of oxygen, kaya negative 8. Then, K has 1 oxidation number. Tapos, Mn is 7. 1 plus 7 plus negative 8 equals 0. Pag sa checking, katulad ng kanina, 1. Tapos, ang Mn is positive 7 is positive 8. Then, ito, yung oxygen, negative 3 yung oxidation number. Tapos, 4, negative 8. Then, cancel, equal 0, neutral ulit. And, manganese oxide din. Kanina, sa general rule, pag polyatomic ion, negative 1. So, kailangan ang ano niya, oxidation number is mag-equal sa -1. Kaya ang magiging sagot natin ay ganyan. So, oxygen is like, katulad na kanina, -2 times +2 is -4. Para maging -1, kailangan natin ng +3 plus -4 equals -1. Sa checking, mn is +3, -2 times 2 is 4, kaya -1. So, tama yung ating answer na +3. Yan, potassium bisulfate. So, ang hahanapin is S since your element siya. So, oxygen, -2 times 3, -6. 1 ang K and 1 din ang H. Kaya 2 plus S plus -6 plus -6 na tama. Tapos 2 plus 6 ay 2 plus 4 equals 6 plus -6 equals 0. Ang S natin is 4. Pag sinek, 2 oxygen, -2 times 3, 6. Ito is, ang S natin is -4, tapos 1, 1, 6, -6, neutral, 0.
Letter J, or dithionite, or S2O42 negative. Since it's a polyatomic ion, hence the oxidation number must be equal to its ionic charge, which is -2. So 2 atoms of sulfur plus 4 atoms of oxygen is equals to -2. Then substitute lang natin yung oxidation number ni oxygen na -2. 2 times S plus 4 times -2 is equals to -2. Then 2 times S plus -8 is equals to -2. Then transpose lang natin yung -8. So meron tayong 2 times S equals -2 plus 8. Then 2 times S is equals to +6. Then divided both sides by 2, which resulted to S is equals to +2. Okay, NiSO4 or nickel 2 sulfate. Since SO4 is a polyatomic ion, hence the charge must be equals to -2, which is their ionic charge. S plus 4 times oxygen is equals to -2. Then substitute the oxidation number of oxygen, which is -2. So we have S plus 4 times -2 is equals to -2. Then S minus 8 equals -2. Then transpose lang natin yung -8. So meron tayong S equals to +6. Since given na yung +6 tsaka -2, substitute na lang natin siya sa oxidation number ng sulfur and oxygen. Now we have nickel plus S plus 4 times oxygen equals 0. Then Ni plus 6 times plus 4 times -2 is equal to 0. Then nickel plus 6 minus 8 is equals to 0. Then nickel minus 2 equals to 0. Then transpose lang nickel is equals to +2. Sulfur dioxide. It is a neutral compound. So substitute lang natin yung oxidation number ni oxygen, which is -2. So we have S plus 3 times -2 is equals to 0. Then S minus 6 is equals to 0. Then transpose lang. S is equals to +6. M. S2O7 or disulfur heptoxide. It is also a neutral compound. So substitute lang natin yung value ulit ni O, which is -2. So we have 2 times S plus 7 times -2 is equals to 0. 2 times S minus 14 is equals to 0. Then 2S is equals to 14 since transpose natin yung -14. So divided both sides by 2. So we have S is equals to +7.
Okay, letter N, we have thiosulfuric acid, which is H2S2O3. Then we have 2 atoms for hydrogen, 2 atoms for sulfur, then 3 atoms from oxygen. Since mas electronegativity yung oxygen, it has a charge of -2. Then compute na natin. Ay, also pala yung hydrogen has 1 charge. So 2 times hydrogen plus 2 times sulfur plus 3 times oxygen is equals to 0. So, 2 times 1 plus 2 times sulfur plus 3 times negative 2 equals 0. 2 plus 2 times sulfur plus negative 6 is equal to 0. Then, sulfur times S plus negative 4 is equal to 0. Then, transpose, magiging positive 4. Then, cancel lang yung sulfur. Tapos, 4 divided by 2 is equals to positive 2. Then, we have positive 2 for sulfur. Upon checking, magiging neutral na po yung ating thiosulfuric acid. Letter O. Dinitrogen trioxide mas electronegativity yung ating mali palakat. mali, ulit. Letter O, dinitrogen trioxide N2O3. Since mas electronegative yung oxygen, then it has a charge of negative 2. Then nitrogen times 2 plus 3 times negative 2 is equals to 0. Nitrogen times 2 plus negative 6 equals to 0. The nitrogen times 2 is equals to positive 6. Cancel ulit, then 6 divided by 2 is equals to positive 3. Nitrogen has positive 3 charge. Then neutral na din po. Letter P for nitrogen peroxide. Oxygen has, since polyatomic po ito, then it has the sum of the whole compound is equals to 1. So, nitrogen plus negative 2 is equals to 1. Nitrogen has 3 oxidation number plus negative 2 is equals to 1. Then nitrogen is equals to positive 3. Upon checking, it has neutral. Letter Q. Ammonia. Dito naman po sa NH3, since mas electronegative ang nitrogen kaysa sa hydrogen, so ang nitrogen natin ay partial negative and ang hydrogen is partial positive. N plus 3 times oxidation number of H is 1 equals to 0. The nitrogen plus 3 is equals to 0. The transpose lang po natin. So, nitrogen is equals to negative 3.
For R, we're going to find the oxidation number for N in nitrous oxide. Now we're going to write down 2 atom and N for nitrogen plus O equals to 0. Since there are no plus or minus charge, we are going to put 2 times N plus oxygen and which is negative 2 charge equals to 0. And 2 times N divided by 2 plus negative 2 over 2 equals to 0. And we're going to get positive 1. Therefore, nitrogen has a positive charge. Now let's move on to the next, which is the chronic acid. In here we have hydrogen with 2 atoms, chromium, and oxygen with 4 atoms. Now we're going to find the oxidation number for chromium. For its solution, 2 times hydrogen plus chromium plus, as you can see, we have 4 atoms of oxygen. So 4 times the oxygen is equals to 0 because they are already in a compound. Next, 2 times the charge of hydrogen, positive 1, plus chromium plus 4 times negative 2 is equals to 0. So 2 times positive 1 is equals to 2 plus chromium plus 4 times negative 2 plus negative equals to negative 6 charge and is equal to 0. So chromium will have positive 6 charge because we transpose it. If we're going to look at it, our hydrogen will have plus 2 plus charge and the chromium will have positive 6 and oxygen will have negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. If we are going to compare the number of negative charges for oxygen, so we have negative 8 and then positive 2 plus positive 6 will give us 8 positive charge. Therefore, it is neutral. T, we have phosphorus pentoxide. In this one, we have phosphorus with 2 atoms and oxygen with 5 atoms. In here, we're going to find the oxidation number for phosphorus. 2 times phosphorus plus 5 atoms of oxygen is equals to 0. Then 2 atoms times phosphorus plus 5 times the negative charge of 2 is equal to 0. Next is we're going to write down again 2 atoms times phosphorus and 5 times negative 2 will give us negative 10 is equals to 0. Lastly, 2 atoms and phosphorus divided by 2 plus positive 10 divided by 2 is equals to 0 and will give us positive 5. So phosphorus will have positive 5 charge. For our last problem, in here we have trioxygen. In here, we are going to find the oxidation number for O in trioxygen. So 3 atoms of oxygen times O is equals to 0. And since this is a pure element, the oxidation number for oxygen is negative 2. That's all. Thank you.
So, thank you for listening po. Then, that's all po. So, in conclusion, kailangan po natin i-consider ang bawat compound element or polyatomic ion para po makuha po natin ang oxidation number na ating hinahanap. So, that's all po. Thank you po.